Hello, I'm Romeo Kabir. On Tuesday, a massive cyber attack hit Ukraine, spreading through multiple government bodies and major companies, which then affected international companies linked with Ukraine. The attack, dubbed Petya ransomware, was spread via a popular Ukrainian accounting program called Medoc, whose update servers were hacked to deploy the ransomware. This attack comes on the heels of an assassination by car bomb of a Ukrainian military intelligence officer in Kiev, raising concerns and speculations about the perpetrators of this attack. Today, we're going to take a look at how various global press outlets covered the issue. Mark Odell, Sam Jones, and Roman Alishchik, writing for the Financial Times, spoke to various security analysts from cybersecurity companies Bitdefender and ESET. Their consensus was that the attack did originate in Ukraine, which they called not Petya or GoldenEye. These attacks clearly centered on Ukraine, with ESET stating that 3/4 of all infections being detected there have led Ukrainian officials to accuse Russia of orchestrating the attack. The scope and technical prowess of an attack able to compromise the update server of Medoc lends credence to that theory, says one former UK intelligence official. Quoting Dmytro Shmenkiev, deputy head of Ukraine's presidential administration, the Financial Times made it clear that Ukrainian officials, at least, believe that Russia is responsible for the attack. Specifically, he said that it is clear the virus originated in a country hostile to the Ukrainian nation. A Vice News article written by David Gilbert places the blame for the attack squarely on Russia. Ukraine has been accusing Russia of waging a hybrid war, including cyber attacks, since Russian forces illegally occupied the Crimean Peninsula and eastern Ukraine. Previous cyber attacks have knocked out power stations in the west of Ukraine in 2015. However, Rosneft, the state-owned Russian oil giant, also reported being affected by the ransomware. Vice stated that the purpose of the attack was not to demand ransoms for encrypted data, as was the case with the WannaCry ransomware that infected systems in Europe and North America in May. Vice cited a security researcher at Kome Technologies that claimed the Petya ransomware was in fact a disguise for something known as a wiper, malware that simply wipes out data stored on a drive, making it irretrievable. However, this claim is disputed by MalwareTech, a security firm credited with stopping the previous WannaCry attack. They cite evidence that the part of the program that wipes the data focuses on what are known as empty sectors, parts of the disk which, in a standard Windows installation, are deliberately left empty. MalwareTech goes on to say that the wiping functionality was in fact present in earlier versions of the Petya ransomware, which had been previously identified in 2016. Vice News quoted security company Imperva, saying, quote, "The data supports the argument that this malware is nation-state driven and is only aimed at disrupting operations rather than monetizing on the ransom." In an article for Wired written by Lily Hay Newman, they point out that the Petya ransomware avoids many of the mistakes made by the WannaCry crisis. While WannaCry was shut down relatively simply by security researcher MalwareTech, Wired notes that Petya lacks several traits that made WannaCry comparatively easier to stop. Newman points out the existence of a poorly implemented kill switch present in WannaCry, which allowed MalwareTech to shut it down. Additionally, while both WannaCry and Petya rely on an exploit known as Eternal Blue, an exploit first found by the U.S. National Security Agency and kept secret until the Shadow Broker's leak of NSA hacking tools, Petya is not limited to using the Eternal Blue exploit. The Eternal Blue exploit has been patched by Microsoft not long after WannaCry's discovery, but Petya has infected computers by other methods, including Medoc and infected email attachments. The ransom aspect of Petya, however, seems to be neutered when the email set up by the ransomware for payments was blocked by their email provider. Wired did not speculate on the identity of the perpetrator, something that is almost impossible to credibly verify in cyber attacks, but did offer advice on how people can defend themselves from future attacks. Does note, though, that there is no easy fix. Quoting David Kennedy, CEO of threat detection firm Binary Defense, Wired writes that unfortunately the problem is patching is only one method of defense. In the 21st century, war and crime are no longer limited to the physical world. Cybersecurity experts warn that cyber attacks will only become more widespread and easier to deploy. They can even be used to disrupt entire countries and industries. I'm Romeo Kabir, and this is UATV.